Hey up racers, we've now got to race number 5 over at Derby. I managed to fix the transponder issue. I don't really know exactly what I did, but I'd swapped the plug out from channel 4 to channel 3, and then I also moved the transponder from the centre of the chassis that's surrounded by the speed controller and also the receiver, and I've moved it right to the front towards the bumper, ready for race 5. And the good news was that for all of the 4 heats the transponder worked flawlessly, so that was excellent news, knowing that I haven't got a dodgy transponder. I was out with the minis again, and I thought I'm going to try and put the camera on my chest this time, because it means you get a better perspective looking down over the track. So let me know if you think that perspective's a little bit better for watching the footage back. I won't bore you with all the heat details and everything. I just had a fairly consistent night. I wouldn't say my ability to concentrate was very good. I found myself quite easily distracted and losing concentration, so I might have 2 or 3 reasonably good laps, and then it goes to pot, and I don't know why. I just need to focus better. By the end of the night though, I realised that putting the transponder right at the very front of the car wasn't probably the best decision I made, because I hit things a lot. It's actually broken the transponder casing. You can get new casings for them, they're about £4 or so it's not a huge issue, but I was just a little bit like, oh you silly fool. So what I've done is I've made a small little transponder holder that sits now on a little body post thing, which means that the transponder sits way further back. I've also lowered the front of the body so it sits over the top of the bumper, because what I think I got was body tuck that tucked behind the bumper and actually cracked the transponder casing. We've done that. I'm hoping by the next time I go to Derby that we won't have any more broken transponders. What I thought we'd talk about as a new person coming into radio control car racing, no matter what car you choose and which class you go into, and whether you do outdoor or indoor carpet racing or more off-road racing, there's more than you need than simply a car radio gear, battery pack and a charger. I found that you need a significant amount of ancillary things. There's a lot of Allen keys and Allen key type fixings and grub screws and those sort of tiny little 6-sided hex fixings. I've got some of those screwdriver bits, but I've not got them in the small size that I needed, and I found that things like 3mm, 2.5mm, 2mm, and I even think it's 1.5mm, and I bought these little screwdrivers. I like Weira products. I know there's a lot of radio control racing specific toolkits you can buy. It can depend on the model you've got as to which sizes you need. I also needed a hex like socket, which was I think 5mm or 5.5mm. That's for the wheel nuts on this model. So once you know what sizes you need, it's definitely worth investing in some good quality screwdriver type equipment. I also found that I wanted to experiment with trying to solder, because I've done it before but I'm not very good. So I ended up getting one off Amazon, which is I think about 80 watts. Previous one to that was only 40, and it just couldn't get the terminals hot enough to be able to carry the heat and melt the solder. It is something that I found handy to have in your kit. Something else I found that you might need, and that is some sort of kit bag or transport hauler thing. Dan has actually given me one, which is a Schumacher one. It's quite big and quite heavy, but it does help to keep all your stuff in one place. Before that I was using this pink shopping bag. I was happy with my pink shopping bag, but I must admit the hauler is fancy, but they can get really quite expensive, sort of in the realms of £200 plus. And if I was to buy a new one, I think I'd rather invest in the car first rather than the hauler. To race as well, you also need to be a BRCA member. That's the British Radio Control, I don't know what it stands for, I've no idea. Google it, you'll find out. I'll put it on the screen. BRCA membership, it's about £30 a year. I think it runs from January to January, And so if you join mid-term, you still have to pay your £30, but you may get significantly less time if you join after January. I don't think £30 is too bad a price to pay. It's a single one-off fee for once a year, and you also get the insurance that comes with it, and it means that you can race, because they'll often ask for your BRCA membership number when you're booking onto their system to be able to race. It means you can marshal, and you've got insurance if you get hurt or if you hurt somebody else. So that's kind of like an absolute minimum, really. And then you also need to find a club, which is probably one of the first things you'll do, is once you've found a club that's fairly close to you, and I would recommend getting to a local club, because even though the local club might not have exactly the model that you want to get into, it's the most convenient to go to. And so the one for us is actually Burton Model Club, or Derby, and they run cars that I'm happy to race in, and they also let me run the Mardave, so I'm happy about that. But if you want to run a touring car and everybody else is running 12th scale, you're going to come unstuck, because there's not really anybody equal that you can race with. Club racing, your chances are they'll let you in and race with others, but it won't feel like you're on equal footing with some of the other cars. So it's not quite as simple as just buying a car, radio gear, battery and off you go. There's some elements that not absolutely essential, but make life easier when you get to the club. Let me know if you think there are other basic minimums that we should have when we go radio controlled car racing. That way we can all help each other. Thanks for watching. If you can, why not have a go at RC car racing? And I'll see you on the back of the grid.
2, 4, 3, 8.